It's time to answer your Twitter questions here on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. I'm with Jim Cramer. Jim, here we are about midway through earnings season, and a really great question from Dana Sugg. She says, if companies hedge, why are commodity prices and currency issues an acceptable reason for performance failures?
All right, this is a great question. CocaCola, Muhtar Kent told people on his conference call, look, we hedged in Europe on the euro, we hedged in Japan, but these other currencies are too expensive to hedge. In other words, that they literally just cut their earnings off from the get-go. And so, therefore, I think that what happens is people don't realize there is an expense to hedging that someone could easily object to. Yes, it is interesting that Coca-Cola had the forethought to do it. Almost no one else did. And that's one of the reasons why I think Coca-Cola stock went up when they reported that they had a currency problem and not down, versus PepsiCo, where it did go down on a currency problem.
Now, Casey Michael Lober writes, can I still get in on Dunkin', or is it too late?
You know what? I don't think it's too late for Starbucks, which we own for ActionAlertsPlus.com. But for Dunkin', this was an amazing quarter for Dunkin', and now you got to wait for it to come in because I don't know if it can duplicate that quarter.
Gabriel Burafato writes, I own both Johnson & Johnson and Procter & Gamble. Are they considered similar stocks? If so, what should I get rid of?
All right, well, Johnson & Johnson used to be much more pharmaceutical. It does have a big consumer product business, as we know, but it got even bigger. I think J&J is faster growing than Procter, and you keep J&J. If you want a company that's not that similar and it's in the same industry, I think Unilever's got more momentum.
Petrobras in the news this week. Pen Vanjit writes, what's your assessment on Petrobras? Good to get in now?
Look, I think Petrobras is a stock that everybody wants to speculate on. My problem is that whenever I speculate on companies that have fraud and bad balance sheets, I end up putting people in something that's a world of hurt, so I won't go there.
Zach Morse asks, I want to sell one airline to keep my portfolio diversified. Hometown favorite, Alaska or Southwest?
Jeez, that's so tough. Those are the two that I really, really love. That Southwest quarter was really fabulous. So let's sell some ALK.
And Jim, we've got Ford reporting second quarter results next week. Greg Rumo asks, is it fair to judge Ford in the mix with other auto companies? Can we expect it to do better due in part to its aluminum F-150?
No, that's not going to move the needle at all. Fiat is the one that's winning. Action Alerts owns GM, and I feel terrible about that because GM's got a terrible Latin story, and the Opel's selling bad in Europe. Mark Fields will have a better quarter than GM, but it might not be enough to really change people's minds about that $15 stock.
Thanks, Jim. And if you've got more questions for Jim Cramer, tweet them to #CramerQ on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. I'm Ruben Ramirez. Have a great weekend.